We are about to begin the QB Power Hour webinar series, your bi-weekly dose of insights and learning for accounting professionals with co-host Dan DeLong, along with Sharrin Fuller. We're here to explore the latest in the industry, QuickBooks, and integrations that matter to you. For more details on the series, visit qbpowerhour.com. Before we get started with the main content, we want to cover a few housekeeping tips. Any handouts or resources mentioned today will be provided for download, so no frantic note-taking required. If you miss anything or want to revisit a section, don't worry, video and audio replays of this live webinar will be available after the session. For everyone joining us live on Zoom, please use the Q&A panel for content-specific questions so we can address them directly during the session or follow up later. If you've got general comments or want to chat with your fellow attendees, use the chat feature. We love seeing your thoughts and reactions. Before we dive in, I want to give a huge thank you to our Spotlight sponsors. Their support is a big reason we're able to bring you these webinars completely free of charge. We carefully select sponsors who offer real value to accounting professionals and small business owners, just like you. If you find today's session helpful, please take a moment to check out our sponsors. Your support helps keep this community thriving and ensures we can keep delivering fresh, practical content week after week. Thanks again for being here. Let's get started. And the awkwardness continues.
Woo!
Hi, Sharrin. How are you?
And when you're good at something, why stop? You know, just be the best awkward person in the world.
There we go. Well, welcome everybody to another QB Power Hour. This is going to be a routine series. I think that we're going to be doing moving forward because, just because. No, but we're going to be titling this, Is the Grass Greener? And we'll be talking about other alternatives to QuickBooks in that series. Right. And so we did one a while ago with Zero and talking about that. And today we'll be talking about digits. So Donna and Deb are joining us today. They have pioneered, I think, a movement for themselves. They've been the trailblazers.
I was gonna say, I just pictured Oregon Trail when you said that, and Intuit dies of dysentery. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're not going to die of dysentery here, hopefully.
No.
But we're going to be talking about their journey, moving from or adding, I should say, digits into their suite of accounting services that they offer for those people that might be looking for an alternative to QuickBooks, or just seeing if the grass is greener, because that's why I wanted to kind of talk about it in that realm, or in that vein, I should say, because I have a firm belief that the grass is greener where you're going to water it, and there's going to be a lot of watering involved.
Man. I don't know that I agree with that. But I also want to point out, just so everybody knows, if you guys don't know, Deb and Donna, they don't work for digits. They don't, they decided to, especially Deb has an accounting firm. So you're speaking to other accounting firm owners that are utilizing new software. Just so you guys know that you're not getting like a sales. This isn't a sales pitch. This is an actual use case scenario from two amazing women.
And that's why we wanted to have them on, because, they have, from that lens, not the, the marketing lens of any company, like, hey, everything works great. It's like a third-party app that says, hey, works with QuickBooks. There's devils in the details.
Absolutely.
But let's get through the introductions. Deb and Donna, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Just in case anybody doesn't know what these are. These are the bio slides for Deb and Donna, just in case it was unclear to anybody what we're doing here.
When it says bio slides, I always think I'm getting a lab report done.
Yeah, I was going to say, all negative. We're good.
Well, I'll introduce Donna and she can introduce me.
Perfect.
Well, Donna and I have been friends for, it doesn't seem like forever, Donna. Like, we've been sisters from a different mother, it feels like. But Don and I have been working together now, what, about 2 years, 3 years, running our podcast channel, Debbie and Donna, well, Bookkeepers on Fire. And we just started this one, Debbie and Donna Do Digits. And Donna has her own accounting practice. And if you want somebody that knows systems, call Donna. I think she's a freaking genius. I mean, she's always texting me stuff, and I go, again, genius. So she really can come up with some great ideas on how to streamline stuff, and she amazes me all the time. She says, "Oh, I'll figure it out," and then all of a sudden it's figured out. So she is, I think she's pretty amazing. So your turn, Donna. You can tell how great I am.
Unmute yourself, Donna.
You're muted, Donna.
Gosh, okay, there we go. Awkwardness goes with me too. Well, thank you, Debbie. Debbie Kilsheimer's, I mean, she amazes me every day. I'm in awe of the stuff she says. She's very curious about everything. We call her the curiosity-powered advisor. And she helps business owners just stop guessing at everything and use their numbers like grown-ups. So she runs behind the scenes financial with her husband, Hal, who is the famous Hal in the Towel. If you guys don't know this, you will become apparent later on during this presentation. She loves spreadsheets where I don't. People don't realize, even though we do a lot together, we actually run very different firms. So she does a lot of things a little different than me, but we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's great. And if you hear laughter all the time, she is telling a joke, giving a funny side to something. She is just the laughter in the aisle all the time. So Deb is great, and I just love working with her.
Well, we certainly appreciate you both joining us here for the hour. A little bit about the QB Power Hour. If you're just joining us for the first time, it's every other Tuesday. Our 2026 webinars are no longer eligible for CPE credit, but you can always still go to the channel on Earmark for our historical 2025 webinars that are there if you need the CPE credit. If you do need the PDF of the slides, we did put that in the chat, and it should be on the live stream. But if you need past recordings, the podcasts, and other resources, qbpowerhour.com/resources for all of those things. So our agenda today is really, we're going to do our little Intuit news segment, very shortly and briefly talking about the Intuit Accountant Suite pricing. We don't want to hijack the entire Power Hour talking about the pricing.
That's right. Let's get everybody's blood pressure up really high before we get into the good stuff.
But then we'll dive into is the grass greener with Digits. So let's launch that first poll question of what version of QuickBooks you're using to support your clients. And I am going to do that on the live stream.
What do we do with this data? Do you just look? Is that what it is? Is it just so we look?
For me,
I didn't know if you were selling it to someone like Zero.
No.
I don't know what you do back over there, Dad. I don't know what you do with your life.
We sell nothing. This is more for me to kind of get an understanding as to, what kind of diversity do we have? Like, where are you kind of coming from in terms of QuickBooks is concerned? And I'm also very interested in the QuickBooks only option, because sometimes that hovers around 5 to 10% of the QuickBooks desktop only. So that may be where people are looking at, incorporating something new that's not a QuickBooks product. Heard the stories about QuickBooks Online being a horror story type of thing. That's just kind of to frame the position of who we're talking to today, as far as that is concerned. So let's talk a little bit about the Intuit Accountant Suite pricing, because just like right on cue, after we did our Intuit Accountant Suite Power Hour, where we said we don't know what the price is going to be, 2 days later, they announced the pricing. So we want to talk a little bit about that here. So in Rachel Dauchi and I over at the workshop Wednesday at School of Bookkeeping, we talked about this last week. But unfortunately there was some technical issues and I sounded horrible and I was laggy and all that stuff. So we edited the video and we're replaying it tomorrow. So
Does
if you have
technical
questions,
issues mean Dan didn't have his coffee? Just kidding.
no, it was more
All
of
right.
lag on the interwebs.
That dang
Um,
internet.
yeah, I was pixelated, and we got to have a clear, full view of Dan and his funky glasses.
All
But
right.
what is happening? What we know is that May 1st, the pricing will start. You know, and as far as the big thing that we want to make sure that people are aware of is that core, which is there's two flavors. We talked about those. The core is and it has every intention to be free. You would not lose your books. You would not lose the payroll or the elite bill pay or anything like that. So core is continuing to be free. The only additional charges right now are the books close, which is a feature that you can incorporate in core, which will be $8 per onboarded client, which is different than how many clients you have on your client list. So you have to bring them into the books close function. And it's $8 per onboarded client. Once you get past 50, it's $6 per client. And then Accelerate is a platform fee of $149, and that includes everything that's in core with the client insights and some of the future roadmap things. So we talk about that on the workshop. So we are not going to go dive into that sort of thing here because we want to give as much time and attention to Donna and Deb about their topic of what they're talking about here today.
Two quick comments. Yes, that is per month, everybody. And two, just remember, if a piece of software is free, you are the product.
Right. If you haven't watched the Social Dilemma documentary on Netflix, I would encourage you to do so because it talks about that very thing. So,
I mean, I don't care. Take me, Amazon. I am your sacrifice. But anyways.
Right. So let's talk about is the grass greener with digits? And look who's in the grass.
Look at Hal in the towel. He's so cute.
That's why you're peering over the fence. Is that right, Deb?
Yeah.
That's why Deb's looking away with her.
Yeah, he thinks the
Donna's
grass is
looking away.
greener with doing digits. So he's already jumped the fence. So there he is, behind the grass with his towel on.
So this is what we're going to unpack is why Debbie and Donna do digits. Wow, that's a lot of D's in one sentence. We'll talk about what it is, the ideal clients for digits, what are the advantages, what are you giving up, integrations, and just some of the language of digits. So who wants to start first, Deb or Donna? Why are you doing this?
Well, I'll start. We started to decide to do digits for one reason, and it was at Scaling New Heights 2 years ago, not last year, 2
Right.
years ago, where I saw it for the first time, and I'm like, this is very intriguing. So I went and talked to Jeff, who's the CEO of Digits, and I said, tell me more. And he says, it's not quite ready yet, blah, 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 blah. So last year at Scaling New Heights, Donna and I were there, and I said, I poked her. Listen to this guy. So her eyes bugged out of her head. And so we ran, after the main stage ended, we ran onto the vendor floor and just kind of tackled him and said, okay, this is it. And this was just when, now I have to tell you, we still love QuickBooks. Okay, this is not a bash QuickBooks thing, but there was stuff.
You do you, Deb. You do you.
Well,
I'm not beholden to any of your rules
I'm a big
here.
QuickBooks fan, but I was getting very annoyed because they were going after big firms. Hey, I'm a little guy that has big dreams and serves a lot of clients, but I felt not listened to. I didn't like how they were changing things all the time. Usually I'm real for it's like, hey, what is this that they're doing? I was getting really, I didn't like it. Well, Digits was there. It's kind of like scooped in. And I thought, I really like this. And I thought I saw the future, basically. I wanted numbers faster, less cleanup. AI was the big thing. And I really liked it that they had built their AI from the ground up. It wasn't something they bolted on like QuickBooks did. All of a sudden, QuickBooks with the AI just seemed like this massive, ugh. I mean, I just didn't like it. And we started the channel, Debbie and Donna Do Digits, because we know from experience that, anytime you work with a vendor, they say they're going to, tuck you in, cook your dinner, and read you a bedtime story. And it never happens. So we thought we're going to go in and we're going to see what's all the problems. So when you decide if you want to use Digits, you'll have our experience. Say, don't do this, you're going to hate this, you'll love this. All of the things that the vendors, I don't think they're lying. But they, we're looking at it from an accounting point of view.
Yeah,
Like
it's a different lens that
Yes.
that you're looking at it from a practitioner's perspective. And I had the same experience that you did at Scaling New Heights. I saw him on the main stage, ran immediately over to the Digits booth, and was completely underwhelmed by what what they had to talk about. And then was immediately talking with Spot, and he was interviewing some other folks for other things, and they brought up a great point that as a practitioner, uh, having consistency is really what you kind of strive for. So if you have clients in Zero and you have clients in QBO, and you have some, now you're adding potentially something new with Digits, that can be maddening.
Yes.
I think is probably
Oh,
the
when
easiest
I was
way.
in Mary
It can
Kay
be a
sales-
lot to add
Yeah.
to add it all in it, to bring on another software to do what a GL basically.
It's a
So
major shift.
Until Scaling New Heights, and I actually pulled someone aside and went through it with them. Until that point in time, I hadn't even considered doing another GL. But here's the future, and it's changing everything for us. AI is changing everything, not just accounting, everything.
Yeah.
So this is the evolution of accounting. So AI's, and this program is our evolution. Will it be the end all be all? No, nothing ever is. But it's the evolution, and it's a place to start, put the stake in the ground. Okay, I'm making this shift, just like we did with desktop and QBO. And I never used desktop, I went straight for QBO because I saw the future. This is the next level. This is the future up.
Yeah.
We're going from stone tablet to AI, basically.
And
But
it's
awesome to be a part of that.
That's a jump.
Yeah.
Etching into the
Okay.
cave. Robots.
Yeah. Well, stone tablet, okay, the green tablets, right? The green tablets, I learned on the green tablets. I'm going from paper and pencil to AI.
I learned on
doing most of the work.
accounting paper
Yeah,
with an
yeah.
abacus,
I mean,
like honestly.
yeah, it's amazing. Like that we get to go from that all the way to here and watch all the evolution of it. I think we're just living in an amazing time right now that we got to do all that.
And you brought up a good point, Deb and Donna, about like the foundation of QuickBooks Online, right? It was initially launched more than 20 years ago, right?
Mhm.
QuickBooks Online, right? So, QuickBooks Online has this trajectory of like building on top of the things that are already there. Whereas when Zero was making a push to, encroach on the QuickBooks market share, that was their big thing, is that they were built on online natively, right? I mean, you think of what the internet was more than 20 years ago. There's dial up, there's the speed of which you actually got online was way different. So that's been kind of QuickBooks's challenge, is that there might be some legacy infrastructure in place that is limiting, I guess is probably the best way to
Yes.
politely say it, right?
I mean, I know I have a lot of clients and every single one of them has a different look because some have this, some have that, I have that. I mean, Donna looked at my screen one time and she goes, "You have the old way, old way." I go,
Yeah.
"I know." I mean, I'm like the last to
Oh
get
man, how can you do that? Like, I'm gonna say it again because I'm, I don't have an accounting firm and clients anymore. But man, when they came on, I'm like, when you sign, you are signing that you are coming into my universe, and I'm like, you get my chart of accounts, you get my way of doing things because you're paying me, and I'm telling you what to do. You're not telling me. And I did. You go in and you can It's like autopilot. I don't know. That's just.
Well, the
I
bank
teach
feed
that.
looks different for every client. The left nav bar looks different for every client.
Oh, you're talking about just like they're into
Just
it
how
and
the
they
whole
talk about
general look.
software.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
looks, and I still can't figure out on QBO. I mean, the left menu. I'm okay. Where is the
Okay.
vendor button? I mean, where's reports?
I told you guys I'm saving this for today, for now, and I'm saving it. So
Here
here
she
it comes.
goes.
I saved it in the pre. I've high level been in QuickBooks, right? Like I manage my whole personal life, I have 18 different LLCs that roll up to a trust, right? So my books are there, my company's books, and then I oversee some as the CFO. Anyhow, so I've been very high level. I haven't really gotten a book since last July. Yesterday, I had to get in and clean up the AFWA's books for the past year, and I was about to throw. It was so bad. Well, I don't know what Intuit did. But every time if I went in and I updated something and I just refresh, normally you don't even have to refresh the report. When you go back to the report, it auto refreshes for you. No,
Not anymore.
I had to actually refresh my whole Chrome tab. And in some instances, get out of where I was, refresh, and then go back into it. So I'm making journal entries based on what I've seen from the refresh. And then I'm making journal entry and then I'm refreshing or going back. I'm like, what happened? It's because the data was not updating. Then I tried to use the AI for reconciliation. That is not intuitive. I'm sorry. If you're going to create it's not user friendly. If you're going to create something like this, make it user friendly. And I'm very tech savvy. I'm almost off my soapbox. My tangent and TED talk is almost done. Make it user friendly. Otherwise, that change is brutal. And I just was like, old experience, leave me alone. I would rather back and
take
forth
it back to what it
reconcile
was. That worked. In fact, yesterday I was on a call with
So
a
bad.
client, and we're looking at the balance sheet and we're changing stuff. And he saw me change the transaction. We go back to the balance sheet; it's still there. And let me click it again, and I go, "Oh, the transaction's right. Balance sheet's wrong."
Yes.
Okay,
That's
now
what I'm
what?
saying.
And of course,
So-
I'm trying to. Well, why is it doing that? Blah blah blah. Like I know the answer, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to call my friend Donna. But anyway, I was frustrated with that because it's almost got bloated or too much. I don't know. I'm not. But that we saw digits and said, we want something streamlined, but digits is different. You have to think differently. Donna, you're real good at explaining that.
So yeah, so just like you had to learn the language with QBO when you came into it, because it did in the beginning, but it doesn't really speak accountant anymore. It speaks business owner. Just like that, you need to learn the language with digits. You need to learn how to use it. It's a different system altogether. It thinks a different way. You do all that stuff a different way because it's built AI native. So it's built from the ground up with the AI stuff. So it's not like an afterthought that's bolted onto the side. It's actually built that way. So you have to learn what's going on in there. So there's different things. So
Yeah,
that
What's
and then-
nice is, some of the things that Digits does
So-
really nice is it
Mhm.
uses Plaid to connect the banks. Over 12,000 banks, or even more than that.
Yeah, this is a game changer with your bank feeds.
I mean, because
Yeah.
it connects with, I have a local bank that we've had forever. In fact, we've been with that bank so long, our account number is 1. And, Hal loves that bank. So we're not changing. But it disconnects all the time, and they change something and it won't connect at all. And it just drives me nuts. Well, Digits uses Plaid. So QBO is not connecting to that bank, it was a credit union, but Plaid does. Came right in. I'm thinking, that alone just was fabulous. Yeah,
and then for those that aren't familiar, right? Plaid is basically a way to connect your instead of like in QuickBooks Online, the bank feed where you have to enter in the login credentials. Plaid is the intermediary between between you and your bank, or the software and the bank, right? So it's more of a secure method. It's kind of like I guess it's really the gold standard of being able to pass along your and connect the bank information.
The beauty is, so it's a third party secure bank and credit financial integration tool. And the beauty is once you log in personally and you add it, it remembers across a lot. So it's more secure. I like it better because Plaid owns it and then Intuit doesn't. We were using Ledger Sync for a while, and that was even better than my Intuit direct connections, to be honest.
So, I mean, I know the QuickBooks connection, bank connection breaks all the time. And clients can't navigate that. That's why we moved to Ledger. We moved to Ledger Syncs for a while, because at least we could just send a link. But clients, we created a video. We're like, hey, your connect is down, your feed is down. Here's a video of how you log in and reconnect it, because we can't, because you use Chase or whatever it is, Right. And what's frustrating is if one of the things I really hate when I'm in QBO is I'm not in there every day. I mean, I have like 75 bookkeeping clients. I'm not in there every day. Well, if the bank feed disconnects and I don't notice it for a week or two, and there's 100 transactions, I just think they think I'm not doing my job. So it's like, it's like I hate it that the bank connection doesn't work all the time. But in Digits,
so the bank fees is one thing that's like a big deal, but and that, I think that's one of the big game changers on it, that they actually work through Plaid if you have a Plaid bank. The other things is like, who is the ideal client for Digits, because it's not everyone. Just like QuickBooks Online is not everyone, or desktop is not everyone, if people still use it. But who's the ideal client? And what we mean is a client that wants speed, clarity, and more than endless features. And really, right now, the way it is, and remember, it just went to market this year. So it's really cash-focused businesses right now, because it doesn't have a few things that you might need for accrual-based. Really, cash-focused is great. Because it built a surface for a cash flow runway. It built you to watch the burn quickly, and it fits owners who want to make decisions weekly, not quarterly, sometimes daily, if their fees are coming in. It fits like firm owners like ours, where we want software to do that repetitive work. So Digits has this autonomous general ledger that works in the background. It's the engine that automates all the bookkeeping workflows. Super cool. And those routes routes all the exceptions to like us to look at. It has an inbox every day. We can go in and look and see what weird stuff happened. Because
so it kind of works a little backwards.
Do all that weird stuff. Yeah.
They call it an autonomous general ledger, which to me was a lot of big mouthful of words. What's that mean? It means it's running always in the background, and then what it does, it throws out exceptions for you to review. So it can read the bank, the memo, and figure out what it is. And then if you say, oh, it's not that, it's this, the AI will remember it. Now, if you think of the GL product as the hub, and then you're going to be connecting things now. Now, I know when at QuickBooks Connects, Hassan stood up and said he wanted QuickBooks Online to be all things for all people. Not in my world.
That's a fail. That's the thing. Somebody was just asking, like, does Digits do payroll? And I'm like, go to a payroll company.
Go to a payroll company to do
Make
payroll.
sure they plug in. We need Digits to be an amazing GL. Everybody else has a great solution, and it allows us to be more flexible.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we're going to end up with the same thing as Intuit's trying to do, which is failure.
Digits is going to be where everything, for lack of a better word, gets dumped into. So if you now, like Stripe to do your invoicing, Bill.com to do your bills, it does Ramp, it integrates with Gusto if you do payroll. Now that doesn't mean you can't use ADP or any of the others, I'm a big ADP fan, so I just put in the entries for the payroll. That's all. It's not hard. You're doing it now. I don't want my
Yeah.
GL product to be everything
No.
because, and of
No.
course, QuickBooks, they want to do bill pay, receipt management, merchant services, payroll. And I thought, you can't get any of them right. Why would I want you to, so.
Well, and now they're looking at credit cards. They're looking at banking, lending, those
Exactly.
types of things. It's
Yeah.
essentially all of the money movement
Yes.
that
And I
that
don't
could
want to
potentially
take my
occur.
money.
And
It just
Intuit's doing
don't.
like an affirm type thing now, or they're coming with affirm. I don't know. It is a lot. They like I keep saying, it's that they're our Taco Bell, right? They just want it. They're winning the battles of the things, and this is where it wants to live, which is great for some people. But in my opinion, I want to use them for what I'm using them for.
And you can still use QuickBooks just as your GL. I want to and integrate this
Not
stuff.
after yesterday. I'm going to check out Digits.
Yeah, really.
I'm so
You
mad.
can do, yeah,
So
you can do
mad.
all of this with QuickBooks. You can integrate everything. You have I'm
Yeah.
a firm believer that you have, and this is the way I grew up in my other businesses. You have your operational software that runs your business, and then you have your GL where you put the totals in. And that gives you your general ledger with your P&L and your all balance sheet, whatever you need for that, for your finances. But I'm a firm believer and always have been that you do not run your operations off your GL software.
Well,
You
it's
run
kinda
it
like-
off specialized industry software.
It's like restaurants. I do a lot of restaurants, and I think,
Yes,
I don't
especially
have in QuickBooks every hamburger, Coke, Pepsi, iced tea,
No.
French fry I
No.
sold. That's in the POS system.
Yeah.
Same thing
Yes.
with payroll. I don't have the individual people in QuickBooks. I
No.
have the total gross wage. Because the thing about Digits and where we're all going is in advisory. This gives you the numbers of the business overall to start the advisory piece we've been talking about since I started back in 40 years ago.
When with the stone tablets etching in the cave.
I mean, the big tech thing when I was starting to work in accounting was we got an electric pencil sharpener. So but that's what everybody's moving to. So now it gives you insights. You can actually do what you like doing. Let the AI take care of the data entry drudgery part. So it brings in everything. If you want to look at, accounts, how'd your payables change? What's this? What's that? If you want to see what's my best selling product, look at your Stripe thing or your Square thing or your POS system. It's not in QuickBooks. Now one things it does not do yet is does not do inventory. So if you have your big heavy inventory, it doesn't do inventory. But if you're a subscription-based business, you don't have to wait for month end to do the books. I mean, I never understood. I remember I was at a Sleater conference one time and somebody stood up and she was all freaked out because the bookkeeper didn't reconcile the bank account monthly. And I raised my hand. I said, well, you know why we do it monthly? Because we only got the statement once a month. Now we can do it daily.
You reconcile daily? Oh, you mean code?
Well, no, you can even reconcile it
daily.
daily. Why do you have to wait till the end of the month when the paper statement comes? That's old school.
Oh, I'm just talking about like reconciling two-way statement. I mean, yeah, I reconcile to my bank account, but I mean the close.
I go in and just reconcile. What do I need the paper statement for? I have all the data right there. So I never understood this. Accountants are so bent in their, we have to reconcile the bank account.
But
no, you don't.
I'm going to come back to you on the devil's advocate of that piece is with all this AI coming in. So I'm going to utilize yesterday with all this AI coming in. I had things in there that were duplicated. I had things that matched to transactions that had nothing. It was a women who count anyhow. It's attached to something that I actually had to void it out, re-add it, and it reattached. And there are two people have nothing to do with anything, but it won't stop attaching. I'm like,
we're
I don't
not
even know
saying
this
that you're going away. We still
no, I want to go away, but I'm saying it's with With the
Well,
AI, you
I'm
kind of still have to have something to look at.
Yes.
Okay,
Like,
but
You
then
would
need
I
to look at
reconcile?
stuff.
you do have to go in, Sharrin, more than once a year.
I don't have to do anything now. I don't have to do anything.
You know,
That's for you fools.
yeah. But anyway, but it runs in the background for you to do advisory, and then and then you look at it and it shoots out the exceptions. This doesn't look normal. This looks weird. Take a look at this. So it runs in the background and giving you the things that don't look normal for you to review. So when you log it, like when you log into QuickBooks Online, you go to the bank transaction stuff and you see everything that's happening. In Digits, you log in, you go to the inbox, which shows you the weird stuff that's happened that, we need you to take a look at this. We're not quite sure. And it will learn as you go. So it gets
And here's
better.
there's a really cool part too with it. If you teach your clients about it too, there's a collaboration system within Digits. That's really cool. And you teach your clients how to use it. You can collaborate them much, much easier than what you can do with QuickBooks Online. You can do it in QuickBooks Online, but it's so much easier in Digits. But you have to learn the system. Then you have to take the time to set up a training plan for your clients to teach them how to use it and get them actively involved in using it. But for those exceptions, when you just have no idea what they did, which is a lot of things, you've got this I think it's a really cool collaboration tool. And I'm on the older side of things. And let's look at the generation coming up. I mean, they don't know anything other than working from a phone. They don't know anything some of them don't know anything other than AI. I mean, that's how far we're in this. So you got to look at what they're looking at.
They don't even know what a check is.
I don't know what check is.
Okay, you can write a check.
My kids never wrote
What's
one.
that? Piece of paper?
Yeah.
I can't sell it or Venmo?
Yeah, that's what they're working with. So as we design our systems and we look at what we're going to use for GLs and helping them grow their businesses with our wisdom, our knowledge and experience of business and helping them grow it, and our knowledge and experience of how the numbers work, we have to look at what they're using on the back end too, and help them learn how to communicate with them better. So language is everything when we're doing this. It's always everything. So the way
what I
we
suggest
communicate
is
with
Digits
them.
give all accountants a free version.
Mhm.
So go sign up and get the accountant version. Now, the other thing that what I'm doing is you can pull over your GL in QuickBooks. Okay, as of 1/1, pull it over. They'll bring in all the history, and then you connect your Plaid account. It would only bring in the new stuff since January 1. And then if it doesn't work, because I've done it about 15 times, you delete it and start over. Well, that didn't work. Let me try again. That didn't work. Let me try it again. I do this when I'm calm and not stressed.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it's
you
different.
set yourself in
And I have to
in
call
the right
Donna and
frame
talk
of
me off. And
mind.
she's talked me off the ledge a couple times. She could tell you.
Yeah, it's a couple
So, I
times.
mean,
It
I
takes
will
a little
tell you,
while.
you will get frustrated. You'll hate, because what you're going to do is exactly what I did. You're going to say, well, that's not how it was in QuickBooks.
Yeah. It's changed.
different.
You have to get to know it.
It's different.
And so I'm looking at a few of the things people are asking, and they're all wanting a demo. And I keep reminding everybody, this isn't a Digits demo.
No.
This is a conversation on why 2 accounting firm owners have decided to move over and what they like about it. So if you guys are looking for a demo, Digits will happily give you a demo. Tell them Deb and Donna and Dan and Sharrin sent you. Tell them all of us. They'll each give us $1.50.
They're really nice. I mean,
yes,
the people there, and sign up, and we're starting our channel to see the frustration stuff here.
So Deb and Donna, some of the questions that are being asked is why? Why did you choose Digits over Puzzle or Zero, or what made you move to Digits? Because I'm seeing there's some, it's kind of up and coming, so there's a little bit of limitability.
Well, I think the main reason was because Debbie and Donna do Digits really sounded cool.
That sounded great. Yeah, that was really
that
super
reason
cool.
alone.
Yeah, Debbie and Donna do Puzzle. Doesn't sound that great.
And branding is everything. You guys chose correctly.
Sounds like a retirement community.
Honestly, we
it doesn't, Dan, but I appreciate you taking this to a PG.
But we really like Jeff and Rob and the Digits people. It's not that we don't like the other people, But I believe you cannot chase two rabbits and catch either one. Meaning, I didn't want to learn puzzle and digits and this and that. I learned QuickBooks and I can do QuickBooks in my sleep, as most of you can. So for me to move to a GL, I'm like, okay, which one do I want? And we looked at a lot of them, but we really like Jeff and what he had to say and where he's going with it. So we just decided, okay, this is the one we like, and that's the one we picked.
So you only have enough water to water your grass
Jesus
for
Christ, yes.
for 1 minute.
Exactly right.
Bringing it back to the day analogy.
I have AstroTurf in my yard. I have turf. My grass is always green, so it's always greener on my side of the fence. That's a fact.
All right.
But that's
So
why we
let's-
decided
you just had to pick one, and we really liked what what Jeff and Rob said. It reached us in a way that we could then process to move forward. And then the product, they talk to us, to be honest. They talk to us more than anyone else ever talked to us. So that's a big advantage and why we move forward. And they listen to what we have to say and they take action on it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were excited. One day we were talking, and we go, well, let's see if they like our idea of the channel. So we texted them on a Sunday morning, and they answered back like in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, Donna, they talk. I mean, so it was amazing to me, and they've been fabulous. I just think that customer service makes a difference.
Yeah, they
just like
seem hungry for the feedback and to be able to make sure that they're steering the ship in the right direction.
Yeah, and they're not doing stuff just because, well, let's just let's just throw it out there and we're the guinea pigs. Like I feel like a lot of times things happen with QuickBooks anymore.
Yeah, and Lisa asked in the chat, and this is a key point here.
Yes.
You didn't take all of your
No.
clients and move them all over. You're still
No,
using QBO
Oh,
or
yeah.
QuickBooks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The ones that would fit the digits thing that I thought, okay, I'm not going to throw I'm my biggest client, by the way. So I'm, looking, if I can do me in digits, that's exactly why I actually moved to QBO. I was a huge desktop lover. And I went to QuickBooks Connect one year and they said to me, Allison Ball, y'all know her, Debbie, how come you're not on QuickBooks Online? Oh, I love QuickBooks Desktop. Why do I need to change? Blah, blah, blah. The wristwatch works. And I thought, well, okay, for Allison, I'll try it out just because of you. And I started to use it with the most complicated client I had, which was me. 3 weeks in, I'm like, oh my God, this is a game changer. So I'm moving me over because I'm the hardest client I still have. And, seeing, oh, this is a game changer. I have to think differently. So now I'm moving over clients that are little teeny ones, to get used to it. So,
and Deb, I want to talk about the LinkedIn post that you had done probably like a week ago, because you didn't shy away from the silverness in your hair, right? I mean,
is that the one that says, I am so old? Am I too old?
There's a lot of folks that are in your age bracket that that are using this as a retirement opportunity, right? Like using this whole thing as I don't have enough spoons in my drawer to to do this, right? Like I don't have enough water to water this grass. And you are the poster child of it's never too late to do that. So talk a little bit about that mindset for you, being open to trying to move your own data to QuickBooks Online.
I mean, like Donna said about the new people are starting businesses all the time, and I got tired. I mean, I'm going to be 70. I'm getting tired of doing the everyday bookkeeping and getting them on board and hooking up. All of that stuff that we all do. I'm thinking, I just can't do it anymore. But when I saw this, I go, oh, you know what? I can change how I run I can start a whole new practice with this. What do most businesses, they don't call you up because they want their bank reconciled.
No.
They don't even call you up because they want a balance sheet and a P&L. They call you up because they want, help me with my business. All right, great.
Yeah.
We're going to use digits. and this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. This is what I'm going to do for you. The main questions you want answered, I have the conversation with them. They don't care what GL you use. If you decide you want bill pay with them, all right, we're going to use bill.com. Okay, I need to do invoicing. Okay, we're going to use Stripe. Do you see what I mean? They're open to all of that. So I thought I'm more now of a consultant and an advisor than the bookkeeper behind the scenes, who they don't value. I was really, you're just the bookkeeper. I want to pay you $15 an hour. No, I want it to be paid really well because I'm really smart, as are all of you. So I thought Digits is my ticket to do that because the world is changing. I just like how I want to be forward thinking. So that's why I'm doing it like I am. And it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and not everybody in that change aspect is looking at it through that lens of this is fun, right? There's an FU part of it, but but not fun.
Well, QuickBooks was not fun anymore for me. It was not becoming. I would not wake up going, "Oh, what can you know?" It was like, "Oh, this frustrates me." I mean, this is, And then when they came with the new AI thing on top, when did that come out in May? I thought, "Oh my God, am I so old?" I'm like, "Oh, I remember when I don't like this." I thought, no, I tried it. I still don't like that bank feed. It's all of these. I have 27-inch monitors and I can't fit it all on the screen. And the new bank rec, okay, what am I looking at? And it says, go back to the old way. Oh, this makes sense to me. So I didn't like that I was force-fed the stuff they thought I would like, This is a good slide. I hope they all download this slide.
Yeah, this is probably, the meat and potatoes of, the promise of Digits sounds great. But when, and I've seen the chats floating by and the questions and the Q&A and those types of things of, does it do this? Does it do that? Right? Like this is really the meat and potatoes where it comes to, well, what am I in for if I'm considering moving a client into Digits? Donna, you want to kind of
I like
walk
this.
us through this?
This is what everybody's asking. So
again, as I said in the beginning, the ideal clients, you have to pick and choose. I started a completely separate part of my accounting firm just to find people that fit Digits, not to go find anybody. I found the people that fit Digits because one, it doesn't have payroll inside the platform, as we read on the top there. It doesn't have inventory. It doesn't have sales tax. So none of these things where I was going out to look for. I mean, payroll is easily solvable by using ADP, or Augusto is an integration that they have. I do not want to support inventory or sales tax.
Well, let me talk about the sales tax.
She's a sales tax expert.
Sales tax center. I do a lot of restaurants. I don't use the sales tax within QuickBooks to do the sales tax. I just price it to a liability account, figure out what the sales were, fill out the return. So even the sales tax within it, I don't use it within QuickBooks. Unless I'm if I use it in QuickBooks, if I'm invoicing through QuickBooks, because then it will figure it out. But I mean, I do a lot of car dealers, and it does not calculate the sales tax on car dealers correctly. And every time I go to connect, they go, you need to fix this, and they're not doing it. So I actually run it. I run different reports to get the information. So the fact that Digits doesn't do sales tax so
it's
what?
Not really a big deal.
So what?
Anyways, yeah.
So what? And 1099s, I don't do my 1099s through QuickBooks. I use Track 1099. Okay. And a lot of you use a third party for the Track 1099 payroll. I use a third party payroll. I've tried QuickBooks Online Payroll, and I've had nothing but bad experiences with that.
I don't use that. Don't use it.
A lot of you
don't do it.
Yeah, a lot of you are already using these things that aren't even tied into the other GL or QuickBooks or even Xero. A lot of you aren't doing that. So you're already maybe you already have these already set up, and you might have a client within your base of clients you could try out with this too. But again, and remember, this is cash base only. So you want cash-based clients. Most of the people that I go out and find are cash-based only anyway. I have very few.
And most of us have a
referral
hybrid
ones.
system as it is.
And it's hybrid, yeah. So you have to watch.
And we're not talking
invoicing
about
is-
cash basis being their method of payment, that they only
Right.
deal with cash.
No.
We're talking
Cash-based filing.
So this is
Although-
great for all the weed companies.
Yep.
Most
Yep.
of us deal small businesses that are cash basis taxpayers. You know,
Yeah.
but we have a
So they
hybrid
don't,
system.
oh, the one thing they don't have an invoicing platform yet.
They're working on
but
that,
you can
though.
use Stripe for it. They are
Well, Stripe
working
is
on
that.
it. We have talked about, but Stripe is really great,
Anchor.
robust, is a robust program that I've been using since like I started my accounting firm, and even before then, and did some work with them to help them on their thing. But I love Stripe. I think it's awesome. It brings everything in, it does the job, and it keeps it separate. So this is more for your money movement type of clients that are doing working with just maybe a couple credit cards, a bank account.
Yeah.
And it's great, and it doesn't have like this where anybody can connect right now. Where, like, you know how everyone says that they have this, oh, we connect with QuickBooks Online, we know what that happens when you get a new client and they say, oh, well, there's an integration that this program that we've never heard of is integrating garbage into QuickBooks Online, and we have to go clean that up.
How many had that
It's not
happen?
there yet. Yeah,
You wake up one day and they go,
doesn't
what's
happen.
this new stuff in here? Oh, well,
So
That's so
it's
fun.
integrated. Okay, now I have a pile of crap on my hands.
Yeah, so that's not happening within Digits platform. So
I don't want it
super
to
cool.
happen. I don't even want it to
Yeah,
happen with
I don't
QuickBooks,
want-
but they, you know.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they realize that pain.
Now, Linda, I see in the
So,
chat, Linda says, my clients don't want to pay $15 a month for QBO to connect and download. What? Who's paying $15
Who's
to
paying
connect?
money
That's
and
why I
for
download?
said, that's what I was saying. They said some banks, I don't know of any banks that
I don't know
charge
any
for
bank. I do know
connection.
that
If
Wells
they do, leave
Fargo-
that bank.
Wells Fargo used to
Ta-
charge for desktop if you got the
Oh.
the Connect one.
Yep. And
You
they
know.
used to charge to add an accountant as a user. It was
Yeah.
you had to have like a whole like $10 a month, which
Right.
but I don't ever
Wow.
QuickBooks never charges.
No.
QuickBooks does not charge
Okay,
you.
no.
If the bank charges, move from that bank. They're archaic if
Right.
they are charging you to connect.
Right.
Find a bank with Plaid, then they
Yeah,
won't charge.
honestly,
Erica has
Yeah.
a local
Chase
bank
is
that
the
charges
devil.
$10 a month. What? Call them
Oh,
up
Who
and
does? Yeah.
change
Yeah.
banks.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
craziness.
local banks are good for loans, but man, I don't know if they're good for banking. But anyhow, that's a different episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
let's, yeah, go
let's-
ahead.
Dan's
yeah,
getting
let's
us
get to
back
the
on
digit
track.
speak. Yeah. So the language. So language is important. Each software has its own language. Digits is no different. They have their own language. So this is a great slide. I hope you guys download a couple of these slides because this will help you a lot when you get started. So in QuickBooks, we have customers, vendors, contractors. So we know customers and vendors are separated. So you have to have the same customer and they're a vendor also. It's hard sometimes. You have to put a C or a V or some way to differentiate. In Digits, it's called parties. And then within the system, it'll know that whether that party had given you money or you had sent money to them. So it's super great for that. I've seen that work. I love it because I have that situation a lot. Chart of accounts is a category manager. Different name, same result. Accounts in the chart of accounts are called categories. Here's where we start to, our brain's got to shift. We got to start shifting our brain. Classes and locations, department and locations under dimensions. Again, it's a shift. Although I can see in QBO where they're starting to use the term dimensions now. So
That's
a
in the
little note.
advanced, the big hooty-doo one, the enterprise one.
The enterprise
Enterprise
one.
suite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can see that kind of coming through if people are starting to use that also. Bank fees, banking, banks and cards, reconcile, AI bank reconciliations. Some of this is kind of like, you can kind of figure it out quickly. Account register, it's called ledger. Deposit and expense. It took us a moment to figure this one out. Well, it took Deb a longer moment than me, but this was talking off the cliff one day. Deposit and expense, pay in, pay out. That was a big one. But it took us a little while, but we got that one down. And attachments, receipts, documents, close the books. month close or close date. So again, just little shifts in the language, and then you start to understand it better. I'll tell you, when I started working with QuickBooks Online, I came out of a corporation. And when I started working with QuickBooks Online, I didn't understand it at all because it was written for business owners. Once I made the language shift, boom, it was like the light bulbs went on and I got it and I never looked back. Same thing here. It's just work with it and the light bulb will come on eventually.
You'll get it. I mean, just like,
Yeah,
the
it's
first time,
not-
my first kid, when I had my first kid, I didn't know what I was doing. By the time number 2 came along, I was a pro.
And then we had talked about, their core integrations that they have. So like payroll is for Gusto, and bills and expense for Bill, and Ramp and Stripe for revenue sides of things. And their ecosystem is just getting kind of started, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Lisa mentioned something in the chat, as far as like using QBO and Digits together. You don't necessarily need to do with the same company, right? It's one or the other with you're
Yeah.
talking about, or can you incorporate
Well,
the
I'm sure
two?
you can do anything, but you could run.
I don't think they easily speak to each other, though. I mean,
No, you would.
they don't
know.
Maybe run side by side until you make sure that the one that Digits is working
Honestly,
the way you want, then ditch
if
it.
you don't love
Yeah.
if you don't love QuickBooks GL, then why do you want to be on them for anything else? I would want to move completely, because QuickBooks, the number one thing we should love about QuickBooks should be the GL, right? As accountants. And everything else is just an addition if we like it, except for payroll. It's not even an option. But, so and this is my 2 cents, right? So I'm like, if I'm moving to Digits or somewhere else. So one thing I want to talk to you guys, let's talk about pricing real quick. So I know that's been a thing. So I go on there and I can't see accounting pricing, but do you know what the accounting pricing is? Because honestly, I look and $100 a client at Digits, I'm like, peace, I'm not paying that.
No, that's what the
is it?
client pays.
That's what
Okay,
the
so what
business
do
owner
we,
sees.
so,
I will
Okay,
tell
so
you
if
that
we
the
is-
client fee is $100.
uh-huh.
But it
And
has all
what's
the
our
features
fee as an
plus.
accountant for our clients?
Well,
What do
you
we
can
pay?
get, like you can get, it has limited, you can get a $10 one a month, a $10 a month, which is like for really like 200 transactions during the year.
So I
Then
see
you
they
get-
have starter on their pricing and it's
Okay,
coming
so
up. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, so what they have is how it kind of works is they have an accountant platform. This is kind of new. It just came up in the last like 3 months. They have an accountant platform. You sign up. You can sign your firm. You get a firm account for free. You get a demo account also. You also then get your pricing. And within the accountant platform, there are 3 levels. So I think there's like a really small one that's like $10. There's one
Yeah.
that's around 35, 40.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Now we're
35.
talking.
And there's
Okay.
one that's like $100. Okay. That's what you see as an accountant. If there's just a business
Okay.
owner going in, they're only seeing that $100.
Now, let me tell you,
Okay.
don't
There's-
get me started on having people complain about the price of their software. This is
Well,
the
I don't
cost
care
of
about
doing
them.
business.
Here we go.
I get it.
I
But
think
you
we
have
just
to,
did.
So I think
Yeah,
it's the
I mean, like, don't
change.
complain about it. It's the brains of your business. They spend
So I
more
get
on cost,
that.
you know.
But you still have to transition these people who are either using Excel or using nothing or using QuickBooks, the simple start for
Well,
$10.
we have to be
You're like,
better
now I'm
salespeople. You got to learn how to sell.
Deb,
Yeah.
I get that. You and I are saying the same thing, but I'm saying there's got to be something between no and F you. This is what you're doing, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like we do, but Digits has to sell us as an accountant first. They have to sell me on why, and then I can sell my clients. Just like I sell my clients on why they should continue to pay QuickBooks $85.33 a month. And anyhow, Dan's looking like he wants us to wrap. Dan's doing this
if
to
they
us. in
start
his head.
questioning me about why they should have software, I just read them the Riot Act.
So let's
I don't want
bring
that
us in.
from anybody.
Let's bring us in for a landing, because we are at the
All
top of
right.
the hour. I did launch the couple poll questions ninja style in the background, because I didn't want to interrupt the great conversation that we were having. So kind of give us Donna and Deb, what are your final thoughts about, like, is this a good transition? Where are you at in your journey of evaluating or using it with regards to Digits?
Well, Digits will not cook your dinner, clean your house, and tuck you in at night. If it
Oh,
did,
I'm
we'd all
out.
be on the waiting list.
The
But it can
psychic
do something
version
that
is not
matters.
available.
Yeah. It can do something that matters just as much for your work. It can keep the books moving without you touching every single transaction. And it services the exceptions that actually need your brain. And that's the point. The future of accounting is not more hours, it's better judgment delivered faster with less rework. So this tool helps the ledger stay current and helps explain the numbers in plain English. So it's really not a software upgrade, it's a business model upgrade.
Awesome.
What do you
Donna,
say,
any?
So I think
So yeah, so that was important, a business model upgrade. I thought that was important. So here's like what we're asking. Just don't treat digits like it's a religion. Treat it like you're like a pilot. Just pick one client, one ideal client that you think would work well with digits. Set a baseline, set how long does it take to close, how reconcile emails, how often clients ask for the same cash question. So you go do the dig that you have to go dig for. Take your time, learn it really well, learn the language, then start testing and see what changes. I mean, run them. You can run your own firm. You can actually do your own firm, which I'm doing. I have two. So I'm running both of them on there, running into little things here and there and actually seeing, again, business model change, business model upgrade, seeing where I can change my business model on my two firms also. So that's where you want to go. You want to try it, test it, see what clients it'll work for. It will not work for all clients.
And remember that
clients
you're
love it.
answering the questions of the clients.
Yes.
In the past, here's your balance sheet and your income statement. This is what I'm going to tell you you should know. This is different. Now you ask them, what do you want to know? And you get the software to tell them the answers they're looking for. It is a business model change. And that's challenging because for how many umpty million years have we been doing accounting the same old way?
I mean, who reads those reports? People
No
like
way.
forever send those reports out, the balance sheet, the P&L. Don't train people how to read them. I never personally send them
I don't
because I
either.
know they're not going to read them. I
I know
answer
I did.
questions.
I one time said at QuickBooks
That's
Connect,
all
I don't
do.
send those reports. I thought there was going to be a riot and pitchforks.
Yeah.
All right.
I say that all the time too on my HOA board. I'm like, if we make this happen, they're going to show up at our door with the pitchforks and they're going to string me.
Well, I appreciate all three of you ladies joining me here today. I certainly feel outnumbered in this
Good.
this panel. And
how I feel every day.
and so next time on the QB Power Hour, we're actually going to have a more intimate chat with Sharrin to talk about, as she's joined me as in this journey of being the co-host of the QB Power Hour. We're going to talk a little bit about her book and the journey that that she's had, not we, but because we're just barely joining it together. To get to know more about Sharrin and what she's been up to these days, and we appreciate you all that's sticking around for as long over the hour as you can. We know you got other things to do other than joining us here. I think Murph said he appreciated the break in his daily life every couple of weeks. So we appreciate that, Murph. And we will see you next time on the QB Power Hour, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.